before we do go too deep in the Jokic Glaze Fest, I do want to point out. I don't know if I'm late to this. Or if anybody has seen this, but they did confirm that Jaden Ivey broke his fibula.
Yeah, his
dude's got to stop diving on the ball when other guys are there. That shit. Look, that shit is trash, bro. That is trash. No, that is garbage, bro. I'm not saying he intentionally did it, and I'm not saying that he's like. Yes, he's wrong for it, but I'm not saying he had malicious intent. But bro, come on, y'all gotta stop doing that, bro. That is disgusting. That's disgusting.
I get on the ground.
No, that's disgusting. Okay, but don't dive at people's knees, though.
But we literally did dive drills in practice, like in high school and college, though. That's what I'm confused about.
That's what those dive drills were. Like those dive drills was the ball going out of bounds.
It's in the middle of the court, like that.
Even if the ball's in the middle of the court, there's nobody around. Those two things
I ain't gonna lie, I was going for it.
You're not supposed to go for the ball. If the ball's on the ground, you have to get on the ground. You're not supposed to be reaching down like that. You have to
when the ball's under him. What, he's supposed to just jump and belly flop on the ball? The ball's under him. He's reaching down to grab the ball. If the ball's under somebody's feet, don't dive at somebody. Like even in football, that's a nasty, malicious play. You don't just dive at people's knees.
You can't
diving at somebody's knee. That's malicious.
Dive at the knee if you don't for the ball. You can't just.
And where was the ball at? And where was the ball at?
Basketball.
The ball was not even close to him. Like he literally saw the ball.
And then he had his hands on the ball. How's the ball not close to him when he has his hands on the ball?
He dove at his leg.
Remember on that very play, the ball was like I would say at least 3 feet from him. He dove through to the ball. And again, I think the issue is the helicopter legs. That's the same thing we talk about in the NFL. The dangerous part is the helicopter legs. When you swing, when your body swings momentum in one direction, and then you're gonna accidentally take out somebody else's leg. So again, it's completely unfortunate. I just don't want to like paint Cole Anthony in that instance as like not even malicious, player. But like
as a dirty player.
But chill. It was a competitive play. Like I just watched Russ do the same thing last night. Like I've seen multiple players dive for basketball to try to maintain possession of the ball.
Sure.
So it happens often. It just you don't get a chance to see injuries like this. And Cole doesn't have a history of doing stuff like that either, Chill. So like that's what I'm saying. Like I think it's a mix of both.
You can't stop people from making hustle plays. You can't tell people you can't dive at football.
And it's going to be so hard.
If something happens and someone gets hurt, like you can't just say, "Well, get it out the game," like. Because, I mean, you run the risk of getting hurt in any sport. Like, it's very unfortunate what happened to Jaden Ivey. But then if you say, oh, someone got hurt, so now diving on the floor when there's two people challenging for the ball, now we just can't do that anymore. It's like, at what point is like, you can get hurt doing anything. At what point is like, you can't set screens no more, because if you catch someone unaware, there's a concussion risk. Like,
yeah, but there's also certain ways you're supposed to set screens. You don't set screens like this with your elbow out.
You run the risk of getting hurt, and it's very unfortunate when it happens, especially when it's a major injury. But if every time someone gets hurt, we have to start looking at changing the way we can play the game, it's like
imagine
how can you say the game is soft and then someone gets hurt hustling, you're like, well, stop hustling. Like, it's like
I'm not saying stop hustling. I'm just saying it's certain. Like you got to use your judgment sometimes. I just thought that was a bad judgment. Once again, I'm not saying that Cole Anthony's a bad player or a nasty player, dirty player. I'm not saying that he intended to break his leg, but I'm saying like in Swiper, you just brought up Russ. What happened to Russ when we all got mad at Patrick Beverly when he dove at the ball and took Russ's knee out?
That was out of bounds.
Everybody was mad. Do you guys not remember that moment in time? Everybody was mad at Patrick Beverly. Patrick Beverly was getting slandered.
No. Time out. Because I want you to.
I don't think Patrick Beverly deserved that slander.
They call it was Russ was headed to call a timeout.
He was calling a timeout
by the sideline.
And what did he do?
But
I'm saying, what did Patrick Beverly do?
Trying to call a timeout. Patrick Beverly, you play to the whistle. You think I'm just gonna let you walk
that's
over
a completely different scenario.
It is Swiper, but what did Patrick Beverly do? What did he do though?
He tried to steal the ball.
He dove at his knee. That's the point that I'm trying to make. Diving at somebody's knee is nasty in basketball. It's just nasty. We're not trying to. You're not trying to tackle nobody. You're not trying to bring nobody to the ground.
Up that scenario is wildly different when you. That's an NBA known thing that if I go to the sideline and I'm getting ready and I grab the ball to call a timeout, it's dead. Like the play's over. This was in the middle of the floor. Like, I think a better example is Solomon Hill, LeBron James.
I hate to step in and interrupt this intense yap session that you're currently watching, but I just have to inform you on all the amazing, spectacular, fabulous, endless ways to play and win over at Prize Picks. Basketball fans, I know the season is just tipping off. Yes, I know this. But you know what that means? It means that you have an opportunity to pick your favorite players and their matchups that are the most thrilling, and you can win money from these. With Prize Picks, you can play daily NBA contests and test your hoop knowledge by choosing the player projections and every single stat line imaginable to make your Prize Picks and take home some nice hard-earned cash. Are you a rookie in the game? Don't even sweat it. I got the playbook for you right here. All you have to do is download Prize Picks, use promo code PANEL, and you will get $50 instantly when you play 5 here with Prize Picks. So what are you waiting for? Download Prize Picks, use promo code PANEL, and join me as we break down all of our amazing daily picks right here on the panel. Prize Picks. Run your game, control your game, win your game. It's easy, baby. It's easy.
That was one.
Yeah, like Russell, like the Pat Bev one is a false. Like Russ had control of the ball and Pat just dove to try get it away from him.
Right.
This one is a loose ball that 2 players went for, and a very unfortunate circumstance happened. And yes, you could say Jaden Ivey was more than likely going to get the ball, and Cole Anthony didn't really have a shot again. But an athlete sees the ball's loose and he goes after it. Like, I'm not mad at the athlete for going after the ball. Like, it's very unfortunate what happened to Jaden Ivey, but that's not his fault, in my opinion. Could he have been more under control? Sure, but when you leave the floor, it's like you're not really under control anyway. But there's a reason why people dive for a loose ball, is to try and give themselves a chance to get the ball. The Patrick Beverley situation is not the same. Russ was dribbling the ball.
I'm not saying the situation is the same. I'm making a comparison of diving at people. I'm making a comparison of diving at somebody's knee. When you dive at somebody's knee, you run the risk of them tearing something, breaking something. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Patrick Beverley was legitimately I don't agree with what Ox is saying. Patrick Beverley was legitimately a dirty play where he dove in a situation where someone had control of the ball. They were dribbling the ball up the floor. This one is there's a loose ball, no one has control of it, and someone dives.
I understand that,
and ends up hitting someone's leg. That's what I'm saying. They're not comparable.
I'm not comparing the plays. I'm comparing the results, and I'm comparing what the action of what the person did. We could run to a bunch of different plays of people diving at people's knees and stuff like that. That was just the most glaring one, so I brought that one up. The point I'm trying to make is when you dive for the ball, or when you go low like that, you run the risk of somebody hurting themselves in an extreme season-ending injury. And I just don't think that's. I can't say that it's not a basketball play that Cole Anthony made, but I just think it's a nasty basketball play, and I think it was completely unnecessary. I think he could have used his judgment and not dove after the ball right there.
I agree. You diving for the ball anytime your whole body is off the floor, you run the risk of doing some damage to yourself or to other people because you don't have control of where you're going. That's fine. I understand that. I would then ask you, do you feel the same way about taking charges?
Because we've seen guys get hurt when guys take charges.
Are you diving at somebody's knee taking a charge?
Look, and the example I would point to is Giannis got hurt in the postseason because someone took a charge on him going to the rim.
Are you diving at somebody's knee taking a charge? Okay, no, because you just tried to out me by saying, oh, those are completely different scenarios. This is East Coast, West Coast, North Pole, South Pole. This is completely different. Taking a charge and diving at somebody's knee is not even in the same vicinity. It's not even in the same world.
The comparison I'm making is because when you take a charge, usually someone's taken off. They're in the air. They now no longer have control of where their body is going.
Well, that's slide.
Where they land, they have no control. And someone is actively sliding underneath them while they are in the air and disrupting their landing. Do you view that as a reckless play because now someone no longer has control of where? That's
borderline undercutting, Mars. That's borderline,
which is illegal.
That's why I'm asking. Because the example I would point to is the Kevin Love on Giannis situation.
Yes.
Do you view that as unnecessary on a basketball court?
So hold on. So I got it mixed up.
Before you go any further, keep going, Ron. Keep going, Ron. But just so you know, Moz.
Some people get mad at me for that comparison.
No. Just so you know, Moz, and I want you to keep going, Ron. But really quickly, Moz, just so you know, that sliding under somebody when they're in the air now, that's illegal. You can't do that anymore.
That's crazy.
But go ahead, Ron.
So taking a charge. So when you first said it, I'm just thinking just taking a charge, and really taking a charge. The person dribbling initiates the contact for the most part. So that's more so on the ball handler. But if you're talking about somebody sliding under somebody, yes, that's damn near even nastier than diving at somebody's knee. That's disgusting.
Ron, you keep saying diving at somebody's knee. Like I understand, but he was clearly going for the ball.
No, I get that. But here's what you also got to understand. When you dive on the ground, what's that low? Ankles and knees.
The ball.
Ankles, knees, and okay. And the ball's not worth somebody risking their whole season in their career.
I ain't thinking about
I'm telling you, it's not.
I'm really
telling you, it's not okay. But that's why I'm bringing this up. So we can all be conscious of it.
I don't.
Basketball players too.
You don't want a team of players that are thinking whether or not to go for loose balls.
No.
When that ball is loose, that's the most important thing in the world. I'm going to get that ball.
Get the ball.
I'm not thinking about hurting nobody. I'm not trying to break nobody's tibia, fibia, femur, knees, anything. I'm going to get that basketball. If you come to get this basketball, you better get on the ground because that's where I'm going to be. And if you get hurt, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you. I'm going to send you some flowers. You know what I'm saying?
But that's part of the game.
I might buy you something.
Let me relook at this play.
I don't like it.
Yeah, look at the play.
Ox, if you are bending over, I just want you to picture this. And I might be wrong. I might need to go back and reanalyze it. If you are bending over, grabbing the ball, and I know it wasn't exactly like this.
It was like that, Ron. That's exactly
so me and Chill both think it was like this. But Ox, if you are bending over, grabbing the ball, literally the ball's right under you, and you are 6'8". You're bending over, grabbing the ball, and I dive for the ball and crash into your legs and take you out.
Ron, and that's why I've told you this before. I was taught very young. To not do that. If there's a loose ball and it's that, you have to get on the ground. You cannot bend over.
If the ball's under you, you can't get on the ball.
The ball is not. Are you going to? I'm watching the play right now. It's nowhere. He's nowhere near the ball. It was a long rebound. What are you talking about?
I watched the play a bunch of times, Ron.
And I'm about to pull it up, and we are going to watch it right here on the panel.
Wait, okay, Ron, but wait. If the ball is under Jaden Ivey, then he should have control of the ball. If it's under me, I can bend over and grab the ball.
So what if you are in the process of bending over and grabbing the ball? What if you just get your hands on the ball and you're
working right next to each other?
Hold on, Swiper. I'm about to put it on right now.
The ball is live. The ball is live, and they're right next to each other.
Either way, it's part of the game.
It is, but hold on.
I'm not saying it's part of the game. It's parts of the game that are bad. It's parts of making money that are bad. It's parts of podcasting that are bad.
Answer the question directly. You're saying no more diving in basketball.
I'm not saying no more diving. I'm just saying it's certain scenarios where you have to exercise your judgment and make better decisions.
There's nothing more important than that basketball. When it's a loose ball,
no, there's nothing more. There's nothing more important than somebody's career. There's nothing more important than taking out another black man's season. There's nothing more important than maliciously injuring somebody. That's more important than that fucking ball. That's one possession. Hey, Cole Anthony would have been all right. That's one possession. Now this boy got to miss the rest of his season. Now this boy risked the chance of not being able to play for the rest of his career. Jaden Ivey got a promising career ahead of him.
He could have risked that every other game after this, though.
But he could have risked that on his own merit. He could have missed that on his own merit. And I understand, like, you play sports and anything can happen. I understand that. I understand Jaden Ivey he could have got the ball, came through the lane, and took off, and his knee could have just buckled. I understand that. But it's not the same. It's just not.
You don't want to chase down blacks.
No, I'm not saying that. No, I'm not saying that. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't even dive for balls. Hey, that's the type of player I am. I'm a dive. Ox, I'm a dive for a loose ball.
That's what I'm so confused.
I'm a dive for a loose ball. I'm a dive. I'm gonna run out of bounds. I'm gonna do all of this.
I've seen you make that same play Cole Anthony made hundreds of times. So
but not through anybody's knees. That's the point I'm trying to make. I've never dove through somebody's knees, and I never would do that.
He didn't dive for his knees, Ron. Please stop using that like that.
I know he didn't dive for his knees, but like I said, when you dive on the ground, You gotta understand that there's knees and there's ankles there. That's just like if I'm driving through a intersection. If I'm driving through an intersection, I know I have to be conscientious because there could be somebody crossing the street, even though they shouldn't be crossing the street. They might be crossing the street. It might be somebody that takes an illegal left turn. Me and Ox, that is a good example. You got to know where you got to. If I'm driving through an intersection,
we're both agreeing that we're both going to do whatever we can to get the basketball.
And Swiper, when you're driving, there's certain rules when you're driving that you shouldn't do. If I'm driving through an intersection, the other car has to yield to me, right? Me and Ox have been in a car together when I'm driving in a car that should not have turned left, drove into the intersection and just cut me off, and I ended up hitting them. Well, they hit me, but technically I hit them. They should not have turned. What?
And you didn't do nothing wrong. You was just driving, just like Cole Anthony didn't do anything wrong. He was just going after a hustle play. Like, you got to think about where his mind is too. My two best players are gone. We have, we're trying to stay afloat. I'm going after every loose ball. That's crazy.
How the Magic team have been all year.
That's crazy.
That's how they've been. They just been diving at people's knees all year.
They've been.
That's them. Okay. That's their identity.
I think
Yo, play the video.
We praise this stuff every day.
If injuries bother you, look away, I guess.
Yeah, man, this was terrible. This was
yeah. So it's not a nice sight. So if injuries bother you, look away for like the next 12 seconds.
Stop playing it, bro. Stop playing it.
We're not gonna watch that no more.
It's an unfortunate situation. It's very and I hope Jaden Ivey recovers because he was having his best season of his career, and it's unfortunate that someone's season can end like this.
Yeah.
But acting as if it's anything more than an unfortunate situation, I think, is where like we have this whole discussion. It's an unfortunate situation. That's what it is.
That is it.
Still think it's nasty, but hey, prayers up to Jaden Ivey. I hope you get back soon. And I hope this doesn't happen to anybody else this season or ever. It's the player choice way. Yeah, them boys don't get it started. The player choice way. The player choice way. Come and switch lanes into the player choice way.